Hey, hey, it's Ray. Happy Halloween. Welcome in, everybody. How are you all doing today? Hi there, everyone. Ray Langley at your service, virtual entertainer and wolf girl extraordinaire. Today, I am here to just relax a little bit with you guys and have a little bit of a chat session and just a little bit of a yappa stream, as I like to call it. This is Yappaween. Music's a bit too loud? Okay, let me go ahead and fix that. How's that? Is the music a little bit better now? Oh, Mailer, welcome in. Sorry about that. I wanted to just have a little bit of festive music in the background while that way it's not completely quiet. There we go. Turned it down a little bit more. It's so good to see everyone today. Welcome back, my beloved Rainiacs and Langsters, my wonderful pack. So, today is Halloween. It is just a little bit before time for all the little trick-or-treaters to go marching about in my area. So while I have time before I start setting up to hand out some candy, I thought, why not hang out with, you guys? And I thought, I'd love to talk about Halloween stuff with you guys, since, as some of you might know, Halloween is my favorite holiday of the year. You want some candy as well? Speaking of candy, though, I was thinking, why don't I give some of my thoughts on some of the delectable treats that are handed out this time of year? So, in the interest of keeping things thematic, I thought, well, I've really gotten into making tier makers lately. And so I went around and I found a tier maker that I really like, and I want to share my thoughts with you guys. And to that extent, give me 1 second. We have ourselves a 101 total, according to this list, Halloween treat tier maker. Now, of course, this is going to be a bit US centric. So if you're not familiar with one of the treats that are listed here, I will do my best to explain it, what it is and what type of like texture and taste and stuff like that. So we're gonna go ahead and discuss the best and the worst of the Halloween candy. Of course, I know, like I said, there's a lot of US centric stuff. It's, you know, anyway. Let's go ahead and rename these tiers to suit my style, because this is the pre-built tier right here. So, top tier is no survivors, as in, it will not even make it past Halloween night. I am devouring all of it. That is the top tier. The top tier is the ones that I can't even hold back from eating. Save for last is going to be the ones that I love so much that at least a few of them are going to be at the very end. And then, of course, we have share with friends. The ones that I don't mind if, you know, somebody else eats. I won't be too upset if someone makes off with a little bit of it. And then in the next tier we have, not chocolate, but okay. For the candy that aren't chocolate, but they're at least still okay for what they are. Eating candy while I watch it 4D immersive stream? And then we have chocolate, but it's mid. For the candies that are chocolate, but they're not that great. Probably gonna be the ones that, like, you get the dollar store kind of candy, where it's not actually chocolate. Actually, you know what? Let's rename those too. Quote unquote chocolate. Because usually if you get those discount store candies or whatever, they're not real chocolate. They're like chocolate flavored or whatever. It's, yeah. I I don't hate those, but you can tell and they taste very different. And then in who hands these out tier, it's the kind of candy that you get when it's like, okay, who hands this out? Who decides that this is what you're gonna hand out to trick-or-treaters? It's baffling, it's confusing, and I might not like it. Trick this house is the ones where you get it and it's awful, and you're coming back later to egg their house or to throw toilet paper over their tree. Unacceptable candy goes in this tier. And then lastly, throw it away now slash I'd rather it was razor blades. For the candy that is just... This is for either the absolute worst candy, or for those things that, for example, you would basically equate to getting frickin' toothpaste or spare change in your Halloween bag. Yeah, trick or treat is a it's a contract. It's not a threat, but you know, it's understood. There's two choices. You can give me something good to eat, or you know, I might let the devil into your house. So, we're gonna go in order as they appear because I'm not gonna, like, fly around picking and choosing. So, we're gonna go ahead and start off with the 100 grand bar. Now, for those who don't know what 100 grand is, let me go ahead and get a better picture of it. A 100 grand bar is basically, how do I put it? It's chocolate over caramel with crispy rice. So it's like a puffed crisp rice, caramel coated in chocolate. It's really good, actually. I like it. I don't know if you can see it well here. Let me show. Yeah, okay, I'll just show it here. There you go. So yeah, it looks more like this. You got the crispy rice, the caramel, and the chocolate. It's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. It's a solid pick. I would say that this goes to share with friends. It is one I would not mind giving to other people. It's not my favorite, but I do like it, so yeah, share with friends. Actually, it is so sorry, I was just thinking of a joke that I've been told regarding 100 grand bars, and it goes like this. You ready? If I told you that you get one payday per month at this job, but every time you get a payday, you get 100 grand. So how mad would you be if when that day comes, you find 2 chocolate bars on your desk? And the joke is that you get 100 grand with every payday. Payday's a candy bar, not a chocolate bar. Yes, I slightly misspoke. It is this. There's no chocolate in a payday. It's caramel and peanuts, but. Okay, Three Musketeers is next, and that one is almost a save for last tier. It's, for those who don't know what a Three Musketeers bar is, it is, of course, why did I do that? Looking up Three Musketeers and forgetting for a second that it's a real story. But the Three Musketeers chocolate bar is chocolate over whipped nougat. It's very light, very fluffy. Ate too much candy, speedrun any percent. Are you already? Anyway, so yeah, the Three Musketeers bar, it's a very light and fluffy chocolate bar. It's not dense in the way that, say, Snickers would be. it's a very, how do I put it? It feels indulgent in the other way. I really like it. I also have a couple of friends who really like it, so it definitely is share tier. But sometimes, when I'm feeling a little selfish, I will admit to squirreling a couple away where they didn't see it. And then, you know. But it's a very high share with friends tier, almost save for last. Airheads. Airheads is share with friends. For those who don't know what Airheads is, it is essentially... How do I describe Airheads? There's no unwrapped ones? Okay, here's an unwrapped one. So it's kind of like... sort of taffy-ish. It's got a taffy-like texture. If the taffy was a little bit dry and like firm. It comes in a bunch of different fruit flavors. It's kind of like a solid belt of like sugar. Kind of a floppy taffy, actually. Yeah, like it's firm, but once you like hold it or pull it for a bit, it gets really like floppy and like you can kind of flap it a little, but then it'll break. So they are a fun soft texture. You kind of have to like pull them and like work it a little bit to make it soft. Honestly, I'm the type of person where I can just eat it hard, but it is nice to just pull apart sections of it. There's also a seam down the middle, so sometimes I like pulling it in half and then like eating each half, because pulling it apart makes it a little bit softer. But no, don't ayo that. Come on now. Almond Joy is... You know, let me rename this tier to not chocolate, but I still like it. Because then it kind of makes it feel like not chocolate, but okay is like dismissive. But for this being a bit more high tier, I just wanted to rename that real quick. Almond Joy is easily a share with friends tier. For those who don't know what Almond Joy is, it's chocolate that, it's coconut covered in chocolate, and there's usually one almond down the middle for the fun size. I think two or more if it's the full size. Two, usually. Yeah, it's like, okay, yeah, the full size is like two miniature bars where there's two almonds down the middle. And it's a coconut, shredded coconut covered in chocolate. It's really good. It is such a good texture. If you don't like shredded coconut, it does feel a little mealy in the mouth, but to me, it's a really nice, like, chewy texture. I love it. It's so good. Like, it really lives up to its name. It is Almond Joy. I love having these. And I certainly love it more than the almondless variety, which I think is in the list, and we'll get to that later, but... You know what? I'm gonna rename this tier actually to giveaway. It's not one that I would share. It's not one that I would share with friends so much as I would give away to someone else. That fits a broader category than just things that aren't chocolate. There we go. Just sits in my brain a little easier. Andy's chocolate mint. Now this one is a save for last tier. I am selfish when it comes to Andy's chocolate mints. And I will hoard them. I will in fact hoard these, and I will even go to some lengths as to hide the fact that I even have any. These are chocolate and mint, and it is such a refreshing mint. Oh my goodness. Like, if you've had like peppermint, no, this isn't like peppermint. It's, oh my god. It's, how do I describe it? It's so good. It's like, you know the mint chocolate chip ice cream? This is basically the actual, like, bar form. And they're such small little, like, slabs, too. I wish that somebody would make a full-size version of these, because it's never enough. If I were to buy these myself, usually in these packs, they would be gone very quickly. It is a save for last, but almost no survivors tier. In fact, I might move it to no survivors. Yeah, you know what? If I can help it, these are gone by end of night. Because one, they're kind of rare in my experience when I used to go trick-or-treating. And they were so good, I would just keep eating them. In fact, like, sometimes if I saw one go into the trick-or-treat bag I was using, I would even grab it out right away and start eating it right then and there. It was one of my all-time favorites. Oh, hey Rhea, how you doing? Rhea Uwu. Good to see you. Next up, apples. I get it. I get the intent. It's a little bit of variety. It still can be a treat. It's healthier amongst the sea of chocolate. But you know what? In my experience, it's always a red delicious apple that gets given out. And who hands these out? I made Who Hands These Out a tier specifically with apples in mind because it's always freaking red delicious. I've never gotten a Granny Smith apple. I've never gotten a wrapped caramel candy apple. I've never gotten a good apple for Halloween. It's always red delicious, and red delicious is a liar. Do not believe its lies. Its very name is deception. It is red, sure, but it's not delicious. It is the blandest of the apples. I will fight and kill on that hill. I'm not dying on it because I'm correct. If you would just give me a Honeycrisp apple. But no, it's red delicious. Fuck you. If it wasn't for the fact that I can at least understand the intention and that, like, it comes from a place of, like, goodwill, your heart's in the right place, sure, but you're on thin fucking ice. It's almost Trick This House tier. More like red mid. Okay, moving on. Atomic Fireballs. Giveaway. For those who don't know what those are, Atomic Fireballs are... yeah, these things. They're basically just little red orbs of cinnamon flavor. I don't care for them. I get them just about. I used to get them just about every time. Yeah, they look good, but I don't know. It's just not my thing. It's kind of like a, well, it's not really a gumball because it's not chewy, but like, you know, it's kind of, it's not a jawbreaker either because it's not nearly as durable, but it's like, yeah, it's just a hard candy that's cinnamon flavored. Why are they red? Well, because they're, you know, fireballs, and cinnamon has like that spice to it, so they're giveaway. I don't care for them. Baby Ruths. Now these are pretty high share with friends tier. They're not saved for last, but they're pretty good. And for those who don't know, the Baby Ruth is basically, no, this was a better picture. It's caramel, peanuts, and chocolate. It's really nice. It's really chewy, it's dense, it's just really satisfying. I love it. They're what I would call, they're what I would call like Snickers Light. Yeah, Snickers Light is a good way to describe them. Because it has that like dense filling kind of feeling, but it's not quite a Snickers. We'll get to that later. Bit of honey, bit of a giveaway to me. Bit of honey is, I mean, it's literally as it says, it's honey candy. Not bad. I'll have like one, but I don't really care for them. Good, give them to me. I love bit of honey and nobody gives them out anymore. Yeah, it's like it's like a honey soft chew. So I mean, like I said, if honey is something that like you're into, they're good. I see the appeal. It's not for me, so I give them away. Blow Pops. These are low share with friends tier, almost giveaway. Because they're lollipops with a little bit of bubble gum in the center. So there's the candy exterior, and then underneath the candy shell, there's bubble gum. I never saw the point, because usually I'm the type to just chomp through the candy shell anyway. Lollipops never last long with me. Like, people, you know, suck on them, they lick them for a while, they, like, you know, they do they, like, eat it properly, and they hold it in their mouth for a while. Me, I just bite them. I just break them in my mouth and just chew it. So, part of the appeal of lollipops to me is that it's hard candy. So with Blow Pops, it's just kind of weird, because then I bite through it, and then it's just kind of chewy hard candy, and I don't really care for it. And the bubblegum taste lasts 2 seconds too. Yeah, and like, I don't really, yeah. If it was just a normal lollipop, then, I would, what do you call it? I would like them more, but, yeah, as it is, it's just, it's two great tastes that don't go great together. So yeah, low share with friends. I mean, if I'm still hankering for some sugar by the end of the night, I'll eat them. But otherwise, go ahead and take it out of my pail if you want. Butterfinger. Frickin' Butterfinger. Share with friends. But boy, we're gonna compete a little bit. No, not... What? There. Okay. So, Butterfinger, it's pretty much just peanut brittle and chocolate. You really don't need much else. They're good. Butterfinger is like, it's a sleeper fave. Nobody says it's their favorite, but once they have it in their hand, they ain't letting it go, are they? They're really good. Like, I don't think I've ever met anyone who says Butterfinger is their favorite, but I've also never really met with anyone who willingly gives it up once they're eating it. So they're share with friends, but share is kind of optional. It's more like, let's race to see who can find them first. And I think the slogan said it best, you know, nobody's gonna lay a finger on my Butterfinger, but, you know, I mean, you know, if we're close, you can have some. Cadbury cream eggs. I'm not gonna lie, I never cared for these. I know that probably makes me a little bit of a heathen to some people, a little bit uncultured. I could never get behind the cream part. I've tried it multiple times over multiple years, and it just never tastes that good to me. A fun fact, Butterfinger is legally not a chocolate coating, but it does have more cocoa butter than it used to. What? Are you serious? Cream is not good. I've heard the international version is, but yeah, I hear the international version is better. You know, maybe back in jolly old England, uh, you know, it might be better there. I mean, then again, it might help if I was raised around Cadbury stuff. I might have had more of a taste for it. I'll tell you what, if I was raised around that mascot, I'd have a taste for it. No. Have y'all seen the Cadbury bunny? Okay, okay. I guess we have to talk about this real quick. For those who don't know, the Cadbury bunny as a mascot was a little bit, you know, it's kind of like Britain's Lola Bunny. Sorry, I have to enlarge the chat a little bit so that you guys can see. Anyway, those are the safest images I can show you. Moving on! Canadian Smarties. Well, I'm not Canadian, so I've never had these. This is me looking up from my own reference this time. What the hell is a Canadian Smartie? Oh! Oh, okay. I have had these. I hate them! I can't describe the taste. The taste is like weird and like kind of chalky. There's chocolate in them, but I have no freaking idea what they did wrong with the candy shell. I don't like these. They're terrible. And the fact that they're called Smarties, oh my god. Like the Smarties that I know as an American are, I mean, admittedly not much better in terms of like just pure concept. This is literally just compressed discs of sugar. But they taste a hell of a lot better. Like M&M, you would think like M&Ms, but the candy coating is like I said, I don't know what the hell they did wrong. It never tastes good whenever I eat them. They always taste old somehow, like they got stale. They look like candy you get out of the machine. Yes, they look like the candies that you're in the shopping center. And, you know, you put in a couple of quarters, you turn the crank knob, and out come a few pieces of these, like, old, dusty tasting candies. That's what those are! Oh, I hate them. Candy cigarettes are also stupid. Candy cigarettes are... Actually, you know what? If you're giving me a candy cigarette, I'm tricking your house. If I come up to you with a trick-or-treat bag and you give me a candy cigarette, I'm stealing something out your house. It's basically just tubes of sugar, bland sugar, that are in packages that resemble cigarette boxes. You're not making... No, I don't want candy cigarettes, okay? I don't care to look cool or whatever and stick these in my mouth pretending they're cigarettes. I'm not here to use candy as a prop. I'm here to eat them, motherfucker! The worst ones are the ones that are packaged in actual, like, cigarette boxes, like Lucky Strikes and Pall Malls and Winston's. Like, what are we doing here? First of all, let's step back for a moment and really think about this. We, for a time, popularized giving children a candified version of cigarettes to get them to associate these little boxes and those little sticks with fun and coolness and stuff like that. What the hell were we doing? What were they thinking? Freaking tobacco industry, man. And listen, if you want to smoke as an adult, do that. Whatever. Your teeth are gonna be ugly and whatever. I'm not really gonna like hang out with you. And listen, it's not that I never smoke. I'll have a social smoke once in a while. But it ain't gonna be tobacco unless it's in a, you know, a good ass cigar. But giving these to children is insidious as all fuck, and we need to admit that. And then we need to go and frickin' kick someone's ass because someone in marketing is a little too devious. Have some standards. That's that rant over. Sorry about that. Anyway, here's candy corn. That's a giveaway. I don't like candy corn. I know people who do. I don't get it. I shouldn't have to show a blown up picture of what candy corn is, but I'm pretty sure it's hard sugar designed to look like corn. I never really liked the taste. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like the dissociation of like the colors and my and the taste to my brain, but I don't know. I kind of expect it to taste a little more unique. Why does it look like wax? And I'll be honest, candy corn is so aesthetic, but I haven't had any in like a decade or more. Yeah, that's fair. You know, I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, when's the last time I've actually had candy corn? It's been a moment, so maybe my tastes have changed, and maybe I should give it another fair shake. But this is based on what I remember from my trick-or-treating experiences, and just what I remember from, you know, whenever I would go to Halloween parties and there's like all this candy around. Candy corn was never one that I cared for. Caramel apple pop. To me, it's a who hands these out. It's not even a giveaway. It feels mean to just give them away to my friends too. Because, okay, look. They are lollipops that are supposed to be designed to taste like caramel apples. It fails at this. A lot. I don't remember well, but I think at some point we had gummies that looked like candy corn. They were mandarin flavored. Now that's fascinating. If they tasted like mandarins, I'd actually kind of like them a bit more. But yeah, caramel apple pops are supposed to invoke the design and taste of a caramel apple. It's not great. Another one you can give to me. It's green apple candy covered in sheep caramel. You know what? If it was just the apple lollipop by itself, I would enjoy them. Unfortunately, the caramel layer is just never good when I eat it. So, yeah, fuck it, take them. You can have them. I guess officially these are giveaways now. The hell's this say? Chico stick? Chico stick? Have I ever even seen these? What the hell are you? Crunchy peanut butter in toasted coconut. Why have I never had these? What? These sound amazing! I've never had them though. This is solely based on concept because I've never had them, so I can't say, but I'd share these. Peanut butter with toasted coconut? That sounds amazing for a non-chocolate. I like that. Chico stick. Why is it called that? Circus peanuts. If you give me circus peanuts, I'm breaking your window in front of you. Cause look, it's not like it's actual circus peanuts where it's hard-shelled peanuts. No, these are weird-ass marshmallow, chewy, weird fucking tasting sons of bitches. And they're like, in my experience, they're never wrapped. So it's just somebody ripping open a bag and handing out one of these. So it gets stuck to other things in your bag. It tastes awful. If you give me one of these, I'm taking it out and I'm throwing it right back in your face if I see that. Fuck you. Cream savers. Oh, I think I know what these are. I think I know what these are. Yeah, these sons of bitches. I don't like them. It's strawberries and cream, which you think would sound great. However, every time I've had these across the years, even as an adult, hate them. Hate them, hate them, but I know people who like them, so they're giveaways. Not much else to say about them. Crunch. Crunch bars? Easy share with friends. I'm learning I love candy. You know, I'm pretty sure somebody made a song about that. No, wait, it's I want candy. Ignore that. Never mind. Crunch bars. They're easy, like, basic staples of, like... Watch these not technically count as chocolate either, but... you know, it's just crisp, you know, puffed rice, crispy rice, and chocolate. What more do you need, really? Look at that. They're good. Full-size ones look really good, too. Look at that. I always love these. The fun-size ones are usually more... Oh, yeah, they're these. So... Oh, okay. It says chocolate. Good. It's not even peanut. No, I mean, listen. When you bite into it, you understand why it's called a crunch bar. It does make a nice crispy crunch when you bite into it. I like it. I like it. Dots. Fucking dots. They're basically gumdrops. Like, are they? What are they even? I feel like they're licorice. Tootsie. They're made by Tootsie. Yeah, They're freaking licorice. I hate these. I hate these so much. It's not worth the effort to trick your house just for these, but I will throw them away in front of you. Yeah, they're like soft licorice gummies that try to have different flavors to them. They just end up all tasting the same monotonous, boring, awful flavor to me. I do not like them. And I don't think I know anyone who likes them, so, you know. Double Bubble. Well, what is there to say about it? It's bubblegum. It's just fucking bubblegum. That doesn't really taste like much. This is a giveaway if I know anyone to give it away to. Otherwise, it is a strong throwaway. It's not quite enough by itself to trick this house, but it's almost there, because houses that give double bubble are almost as likely about a 1 in 3 chance of giving circus peanuts in the same handful. Now, I'm going to go ahead and rate these both at the same time. Runs out of flavor in 0.5 seconds. It is! It is! I hate them. Dove Dark Chocolate is a share with friends, and Dove Milk Chocolate is also a share with friends. Dove chocolate is really good. It's really rich and silky for their milk chocolate. Their dark chocolate tastes really good too. There's just a nice like smoothness to their chocolate. Dove like the soap. I mean, I think it's the same company. I'm gonna look that up real quick. That's so funny. I look up Dove chocolate and like the words Dove chocolate and the same, and the autocomplete says Dove chocolate and soap, same company? Let me see. No. They're not the same company. Dove soap is a product of Unilever, a British-Dutch multinational consumer goods company, while Dove chocolate is produced by Mars Incorporated, which is an American multinational manufacturer of confections. So it's two different companies that both have a branch called Dove that makes different things. Dove soap and Dove chocolate are not the same people. Let's see. Fascinating. Fascinating stuff. Don't companies sue each other for stuff like that? I have no idea how these companies how they work or whatever. Okay, Dum Dums. Dum Dums are much better share with friends than Blow Pops, and these are the kind of lollipops that disappear very quickly. They're just simple lollipops. Just a simple, small orb of hard candy around a stick. I bite through these in seconds at a time. Hurts my teeth hearing you say that. Listen. Listen. I've never been the type to be patient enough to eat lollipops the quote-unquote correct way. I just bite through them. I don't see a point in waiting. Waiting for what? Waiting for them to melt? No. Life is too short. Crunch the lollipop. If that's a crime, then throw me back in jail. Bring the handcuffs. What does this one say? Embear? I have never had these. But they're just caramels? Give these away. I do not mess with... I do not fuck with caramels. Like, just by itself. Like, caramel as an accent to a chocolate? Yes. Caramel just by itself, though? I don't... Definitely easy giveaway because I know a lot of people who like caramel, so, you know, it's no skin off my back. Welch's Fruit Snacks. So, I mean, Welch's is obviously just the brand, but... I mean, there's not much to say. They're fruit gummies. And they're not bad, actually. I'm not even gonna lie. They're not bad. But they're in Who Hands These Out tier. Not because of their quality, but because they feel like somebody forgot... forgot to have actual stuff prepared for trick-or-treaters. So they just... It's just whatever's on hand. Oh, one sec, real quick. I'm gonna be right back. I need to get some water. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So I went to get some water, and I went to refill my water because I noticed my water was actually a bit low. Serves as a lesson for me to make sure my water's full before I start. And then I also remembered I have some candy of my own right now, so I made a little detour on the way back and grabbed a couple. So, missed you guys too. Anyway, I have a fun-sized crunch bar right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and bite into it. If you hear that, that's what it is. Mmm. Okay. Don't worry, I still have enough for the trick-or-treaters. I just wanted to have a little bit to myself. And besides, anyway, I have a different style this time. So this year, I'm giving out full-size candy to the trick-or-treaters, and I bought some fun-size stuff for myself. What was next? Oh, Fun Dip. Fun Dip is an interesting one because it's fun. It's really fun to share with friends. But sometimes it's really tempting to save for last. And the funny thing is, it's not even that unique a candy. You know what it is? It's basically a stick of chalky sugar that you dip into colored sugar and sort of make your own kind of candy dust lollipop style with. But the flavored sugar dust is so good that oftentimes I just tear the bag open and just pour it out right into my mouth, so... I don't even bother with the stick, cause, like, the stick is just prolonging the inevitable. Just freaking... And besides, it's not even like it's its own flavor. It's just, like, plain, like, chalky kind of texture, so screw the stick, just throw that out. Excuse me, oh my god. I did not mute in time, no! Thought it was those candies that come with like a lollipop and some Pop Rocks to dip it into. It's kind of like that, but it's not as interesting as Pop Rocks are. They don't make any, like, you know, popping, fizzing, hissing sounds. It's just sugar. Sneeze. TSK or Tusker. No! Oh my god, I think that's the first time I've ever sneezed on stream. Damn it! Anyway. Next up is Gobstoppers. These are basically mini jawbreakers. As you can tell by the name, right? Gobstoppers, jawbreakers. They're just multi-layered sugar orbs. You want to guess how I eat them? I mean, at this point, you probably can already guess how I eat them, right? You know how you're supposed to eat a gobstopper, and how you're supposed to eat, like, a jawbreaker. Not me, though! I take those little sons of bitches, I pop them in my mouth, and I just... They're good though. Like they're very nice and like tart. So when you do bite through them, you get all that sugar at once. It's so good. Uh Good and plenty. I've never really liked these. Like, can I see these outside of their... Yeah, okay, fine. Like, look at these. They kind of just look like little pills. They're licorice. They're just little pills of licorice. They're not that good, but there is plenty of them, so they're half right. These are giveaways. They're not offensive to me, but they are a waste of space in my chocolate bag, my candy pail. So I don't doubt that they're yummy, but I don't think gobstoppers they're not made to be eaten in one chomp. Listen, they're not made to be eaten in one chomp. It's a challenge to eat them in one chomp. And I never back down from a challenge. Gummy bears. It depends heavily on the type of gummy bear you give me. If it's Haribo brand gummy bears, those are really good. They're really soft. They have a nice sweetness to them. They don't taste like... They're chewy and elastic, but they're not gummy. If it's any other kind of gummy bear, which I know, it's in the name gummy bear, right? But the Haribo gummy bears are like... There's a nice stretch to them. When you bite into them, they are gummy in the sense that they like stick a little, but they don't taste like you're biting into an expired piece of gum. Like there's still a stretch and bounce to the Haribo gummy bear. If it's any other kind of gummy bear, I'm stealing something out your house. So, given that the picture here shows Haribo gummy bears, they're share with friends. But assuming it's the in general gummy bears, it can go as far down as Trick This House. I've had some bad gummy bears. Gummy Krabby Patties. Who hands these out? What is wrong with you? Can't you just get a normal kind of candy that people actually like and not just like whatever, throwing out whatever you got in a grab bag at some company event 2 months ago? Screw you. It's not good, okay? It's not. It's... To me, these gummy Krabby Patties are the malicious equivalent of the Welch's Fruit Snack. The Welch's Fruit Snack is like, well, shit, I forgot it's Halloween and I need to hand something out, but I've got plenty of these, and they're at least good. The Gummy Krabby Patty is, oh shit, I forgot it's Halloween, fuck them kids. Yeah, I'll show them to you real quick. It's these. They don't taste any different from each other, by the way. And eating them all at once, only makes the experience faster, but no more enjoyable. Eating these got me like the health inspector from that one episode, okay? They do not, in my experience, they do not taste differently. I know they look like they're different, like, shapes and textures and colors. They don't taste that different. The point of keeping them in layers? For the marketing, because they're supposed to be Krabby Patties. Yeah, these are just wastes of whatever material you use to make them. Just make good candy with whatever you have. Is that so hard? Halloween gummies. These are giveaways because these are made specifically with Halloween in mind. So that means they're more aesthetic than they are, like, tasty. You know what I mean? Here, I'll show you. These are the ones that you would see in assortment bags. I look up Halloween gummies. I'm gonna get a whole bunch of different kinds. A whole bunch of different. But the ones that are shown are the ones that look like the eyeballs. So like these. But they don't actually have much of a flavor to them. They're for the aesthetic of Halloween-themed gummies. Like, so you have fingers, brains, eyes. But they don't have unique flavors. They're just kind of weird to chew. They're giveaways. Or just outright letting them, like, you know, just throwing them away. They're not offensive. But they are boring. Heath bars. Now these are a share with friends. I like these. They're basically chocolate and toffee. They're really good. Like the toffee crunch is very satisfying. I don't actually see a lot of Heath bars in the wild these days, so I wonder if they're still being made, but they're really good. I like them a lot. These are pretty high share with friends in a I want to share the wealth kind of way. They're really Hershey's Kisses. Well, by nature of being a kiss, they're a high share with friends. They're simple. They're just simple little, you know, drops of chocolate, like little, yeah, just, you know, sometimes they have, stuff in them, like sometimes they'll have, like, little, chopped almonds, or sometimes they'll be made of like for the other holiday, the other major holiday at this time of, or later in the year, they'll be made of peppermint. Sometimes they'll have like, I think I've had some that have toffee in them. Yeah, see, there's some with almonds in them. The Valentine's Day one sometimes can be strawberry. How small are they? Well, how do I describe it? They're pretty small. You know, it's dang, how do I like describe the size? Kind of like at its widest at the bottom there at the base, it's kind of like about as wide as your thumb probably. I think, yeah, about, yeah. That's probably a fair, like your thumb, your thumbnail, that kind of like. they're simple, they're good, nothing wrong with them. Hershey's regular bars, they're also good, but they're not better than Dove chocolate, which Dove chocolate needs to be a little bit higher up here. The Hershey's bar, pretty good, but I would say, especially if it's just the normal Hershey's, you know, not the Hershey's with almonds, not the Symphony cookie and cream one, not the Hershey's Mr. Good bar where it has peanuts in it, just normal milk chocolate Hershey's. It's good. It's definitely a decent quality chocolate, but it's a little plain to be anything special, so. Hot tamales. Who hands these out? These are basically good and plenties if they were atomic fireballs. They're just basically a bunch of like cinnamon flavored licorice. So not only are they like little blocky boxes that waste space, they're also spicy. And spicy is good, but these are not good. They just boggle the mind as to who the hell, why, what's with North Americans and cinnamon taste candy? If you can find an answer, please let me know, because I don't know either. It makes sense for, like, the winter season and for, like, you know, the other holiday, but I don't get why there's so much cinnamon candy year-round. No. Jelly beans. Well, I mean, you know, jelly beans are jelly beans, right? Like, they're just... You know, jelly beans. What more need be said, right? Inoffensive. If they're the good tasting ones, then they're good, and if they're not, then they're not. It's really hard to say which ones are the good ones, so they're share with friends or giveaway. Oh, Jolly Ranchers. Oh boy. These... So these are just basically hard blocks of... You know, they're basically lollipops without the sticks, if you really want to think about it like that. And they're just little bricks of, like, hard candy sugar. And they all taste really good. Now, if I'm trying to limit my intake and try to, like, pace myself, I will actually let them melt down in my mouth for a little bit. But you know how I normally eat these. You can guess by now. Now, these I do often share with my friends, but I also end up saving them for last. A lot. Not necessarily even because it's such a favorite that I need to savor them, but mostly because I get so many of them that even chewing through all of them is a little bit tough. So, you know, you gotta, like, just let them sit for a couple of days after and just kind of work your way through them. But if I don't get that many and my friends want some, we competing, and I'm gonna win because I eat them the fastest, because I crunch them. Oh wait, these are Jolly Rancher sticks? What the hell's the difference? They're just longer Jolly Ranchers. Yeah, they can... Jolly Rancher and Jolly Rancher sticks can go in the same tier. It's the same thing. Kit Kats. Now, I love Kit Kats. By their nature, I share them with friends because they're meant to be shared. But let it be known, I'm always kind of begrudgingly sharing them. Just a little. So, for those who don't know, Kit Kat is basically, oh, this is, yeah, screw it, it's the same thing. It's basically chocolate with a bunch of wafers in between in layers. So it's like chocolate, wafer, chocolate, stacked up the wafers, and then, yeah. And the fun size ones are individual little stubby bars, but the full size ones obviously come in these little bricks of like 4 or so. So you're supposed to break them off and, you know, share them with your friends. Actually, did you know there's a lot of flavor varieties of Kit Kat in Japan? Look at this. They have so many. They have cheesecake flavor. They have freaking matcha flavor. They have lemon flavor, mango flavored. They have so many. Japan has a far more advanced Kit Kat culture than we do. And I'm a little bit miffed. Because why don't we have that? There's a sake flavor? Oh, BRB, going to Japan. They only have small Kit Kats, though? Really? Well, that makes sense. Japan doesn't horf down food or candy like we do. The cowards. The 2-piece ones. I think I saw one of those. Yeah. These are so cute. These are adorable. However, they should make full-size ones. For me. Because when I touch down there someday, when my plane lands, I'm beelining for the Kit Kat. And with the way they are right now, I'm just going to buy all of them and just devour them. So, Japan, go on and make a Ray size special Kit Kat for me. Yeah? Yeah? Gotcha. My people will call your people. Okay, so Crackle is no different from Crunch. It's just made by a different company. Crackle is also crisp rice covered in chocolate. There's zero different. I think Crackle is just, it's made by Hershey. Instead of, who makes Crunch now? I think it's Ferrero. So the only difference is in the type of chocolate that's made, or that's used. So I have no stake in this. It's like Coke and Pepsi. I don't care for either of them in that case. And Crunch and Crackle, I'll eat both of them just the same. Laffy Taffy, their low tier share with friends, almost giveaway. Because depending on the flavor of Laffy Taffy that you get, they can either be acceptable or they suck, like the banana ones. I hate the banana Laffy Taffies. But do you know what I get 55% of the time? Yeah. Are they like soft candy? Well, they're taffy, so they're really like what do you call it? They're a bit soft. They're soft. They're softer than Airheads. You know, they're taffy, so they're like stretchy. You can pull them. You can kind of like, you know. Why aren't they showing any of them outside of their wrapping? That's so weird. Laffy Taffy. Why don't I just type in unwrapped? Okay, yeah. So usually the types that we get are like these small size ones, you know, because they used to make the full size ones. I haven't seen a full size Laffy Taffy in a long time, but usually it's these little ones. Look, there's my enemy right there. It's the fucking banana one. But banana candy is so yummy. I don't like bananas. I might actually be allergic to bananas. Now that I think about it. Because, like, I already don't like the taste of banana candy. But now I'm thinking, and like, every time I've eaten bananas, my mouth gets all fuzzy. And some people might say it's the starch, the banana starch doing that. But no, like, it gets fuzzy and kind of numb. Am I allergic to bananas? God, even more reason to hate them. Well, I'll give away all the banana ones. If I get like if the green apple ones show up, I'll take those. You guys can have the banana ones. Lemon heads. No survivors. No survivors. Lemon heads, I will eat them very quickly. So these are basically... So the Atomic Fireball is a hard candy that's cinnamon flavored. The Lemon Head is a hard candy that's lemon flavored. I crunch through these so much. Like my life depends on it. I love sour candy. I love lemon candy. I love real lemons. I can eat through several real lemons before I have to stop because of a little thing called my teeth's enamel, the cowards. So lemon heads, I will just chew through them until there's not a single one left. And yes, they are hard candy, so they do crunch very nicely when you just bite through them. Lifesavers gummies. These are a giveaway. I do not like Lifesavers gummies that much. They're okay, but the gummy texture, I don't know. Maybe it's because everybody that like actually gives them out only remembers they exist when it's Halloween time, so it's usually kind of stale or something. But the way that they stick, just, I don't know. It's not that pleasant to chew, and so I don't really care for them. And the fruit flavors are very underperforming. Let me show you guys. Lifesavers gummies. even if your teeth are fine, you never get cuts on your tongue out of the sharp edge because of the sharp edges? No, actually. Now that I think about it, no. I've never cut my tongue crunching through hard candy. So here's what the Lifesavers gummies look like. Like I said, they're okay, but I don't know. It's every time I try to eat them, they like not only stick to each other, but they all taste kind of homogenous. I don't really care for them. So they're giveaway. However, Lifesavers the hard candy are a share with friends. They're good. And they look like this. It looks much the same, but these are rigid, so they don't like get all flappy like the gummy ones. These are firm and they're really good. The fruit flavor comes out really well in them, and I like them. I also kind of like the design concept. They're called lifesavers because they're kind of shaped like, you know, a lifesaver on a boat. But also they were designed, as far as I hear, they were designed not only to invoke that look, but also in case it ever went down your throat and you started to choke on them, the hole in the middle is designed to still give you like some sort of airflow in your throat so that you wouldn't choke to death on them. And then they would dissolve in your throat, and then you'd be able to breathe again. But I'm not sure how much of that is true. It might just be like an urban legend or a rumor about it, you know, but big if true. But they also just taste pretty good, so. Oh, Lindor truffles. Oh, they're good. Wait, where'd they go? Oh, no, they don't belong in that tier. They belong in this tier. These are... It's the reason they put a hole in the Bic Pens caps, too. Oh, because the choking hazard? Because people are, like, really accident prone. So the Lindor truffles, these are freaking delicious. It's like a soft chocolate shell with a bunch of like chocolate filling, and it's just such a rich flavor. It's hard to say anything other than they taste pretty dang good. They also have a bunch of seasonal flavors. So like for example, this for Valentine's Day, they have like the strawberries and cream one, which I don't really care for, but you know, it's good like seasonal. They'll have these like assortments. They'll have a salt. I think this is salted caramel. Yeah. Um, they they're really good. They're like, you know, wrapped like bonbons and stuff, and you just they're whoever actually gives these out as Halloween candy, goated, extremely goated. These ones? Oh. I think they're just the same normal, like, milk chocolate, but they're just wrapped in, like, more festive wrapping, so... They're still the default milk chocolate ones, but honestly, the default milk chocolate ones are really good. I like them. They're easy share tier. Peanut M&Ms. Now, I'm gonna say this. Normally with these tiers, it's hard to really delineate what is superior to each other, but I will say this live and on the record. Peanut M&Ms are far superior to classic M&Ms. And if anyone disagrees, you're probably allergic to peanuts, and I can respect that. However, if you're not allergic to peanuts and you think that the classic ones are superior to the peanut ones, well, I guess I still win because it's more for me, but I also am the type of person that wants to prove you wrong, so I'm probably just going to shove some down your throat and prove you wrong first before I then start hoarding them, and thus making you want to compete with me for them. Logistics are a little wonky, but anyway, peanut M&Ms are superior. Filled M&Ms are generally pretty good if they're not like chemical sludge. Yeah. Mary Jane's? Have I ever even seen these? Peanut superior M&M. Okay, Mary Jane's. What are you? Molasses and peanut butter. Really? Oh, they look kind of like the bit of honey chew, but this is molasses and peanut butter? I have never seen these before. I've never had these. They sound like something I'd share, but more prone to give away. I'll put them in high giveaway tier with me kind of sneaking one every now and again, just to be like, well, do I? You know, these aren't bad. Molasses and peanut butter. Fascinating. Mellow cream. Pumpkins? What are these? These look like I would not like them. Made with honey. And then there's a bunch of derivatives. Huh. I've never seen or had these before, but these are probably giveaways. Either something innovative or candy from the 1800s. Brox is my enemy. Oh, okay. So these are giveaways then. Or maybe even who has these out. Milk duds. This is what I call parenthesis, like quote unquote chocolate. And I know that it's probably actually chocolate, but it does not taste like it. It's somehow they messed up chocolate and caramel, and it just, I don't know, maybe it's because it's the smaller size or something. I don't know. Milk duds are not, they don't taste like chocolate is what I'm saying, even though, I don't know. It's kind of like kind of like something someone would hand out and be like, well, there's, you know, it's chocolate, and it's like, well, yeah, I guess it's on paper chocolate, but you bite into it, it does not taste like chocolate. It tastes like what do you call it? Old caramel, in my experience. I don't like them. I know people who do. I would happily give them away to you, but to me, they taste like technically chocolate. They are called duds. Milky Way are a low tier share with friends, high tier giveaway because they are in effect not they are oh god, can I say this on stream? You know what? I'm just gonna say I'm gonna stand up for what I believe in. I'm gonna make a stand, and I'm gonna say that Milky Way are just neutered Snickers. Look at this. It's got nougat, it's got caramel, it's covered in chocolate, it's even got the veins, but it doesn't have the peanuts. It has everything that a Snickers has except the peanuts. Therefore, they are neutered Snickers. And they're not bad, but I know what a Snickers is, and I know what they have, and I know the difference. So, because it is committing the sin, as I put it, of reminding me of something better, they are a low tier share with friends and a high tier giveaway. I'm much more likely to give them away unless I really want something that's almost a Snickers. And even then, I'll just look for the Baby Ruths instead. Peppermints. Who hands these out? If you are handing out peppermints to trick-or-treaters, you have had them since at least last Christmas, and you are a jerk of among the highest caliber, ranked in that amazingly, like, difficult to nail niche of people who don't put the shopping cart back in the corral and instead leave them on a curb on the island next to the corral. You are a technical asshole, and I do not like you. It is very, very close to being Trick This House tier, and by trick I mean throwing a cinder block through your window. They're basically just hard peppermint candy. These go out with every freaking Christmas, whatever, what have you. And so if you're handing them out to trick-or-treaters, you've had them for at least 10 months. And I'm gonna steal something from your house. As a matter of fact, if I see you reach into your candy dish and pull out a peppermint candy and you're about to drop that into my candy pail, I am pushing past you through your front door and I'm taking your TV. It's not that they don't sell them outside of Christmas time, but that most people won't usually even get them until around Christmas time. So, statistically speaking, it's much more likely that you got them around the previous Christmas, if not earlier than that. And so, you're giving me, like, the dregs that have been hanging around your house that you don't want. And You are reminding me of the impending Christmas season. You are disrespecting my Halloween culture, and I'm stealing your TV. So yeah, that's my thought on peppermints. They are a disrespect. They are putting their toes over that line, that sacred threshold that separates Halloween season from Christmas season, and I will not take that. That is disrespect. And it's old candy. So I'm gonna also probably steal your car. I might take your dog if your dog comes up to me while I'm in the middle of all this. Okay, at this point I'm just being really hyperbolic, but you get what I'm saying. You hand me a peppermint. I walk through your door. I grab your TV. Your dog comes up to me and starts sniffing my leg. I pick up your dog under my arm and take the TV as well. And then you wonder why you were in prison? No. You gotta understand, sometimes it's not about what's legal. It's about what's right, damn it. Okay, so here we are. There they are. There's the mounds. You know how we were talking Almond Joy earlier? How it's great, it's wonderful, it's a beautiful creation of chocolate, and it's a beautiful, like, combination of chocolate, coconuts, and almonds. Yeah, well, mounds are neutered Almond Joys, so they also go in the giveaway share tier. They took the almonds out of it. And I get it. I understand. I know why they do that. It's a nut-free alternative so that people who are allergic can still enjoy them. However, if you give me that, as someone who does not have these allergies, you are giving me a neutered piece of candy that I like. You are giving me an incomplete version of the thing I know I like. You are giving me the modern day gaming version, and you expect me to add the nuts in as DLC. No. I understand the reason for their existence. I also understand that they're still mostly good. So I'm not going to steal anything out of your house. I will, however, upend your candy bowl into my pail as recompense for this slight. Coconut is a nut, unfortunately. So then why did they make this version? They only took one nut out. It's not even neutered? That's more offensive than the Milky Way is. You know what? Actually, with that knowledge in mind, which I should have thought of because coconuts are tree nuts, you're right. It's a botched you said it. It's a botched partial vasectomy. You know what? These are not only giveaway tier, but I'm definitely upending your candy bowl into my pail, and I'm gonna steal a beer out of your fridge. Dick. Ah. That makes me so mad. Why a beer? I don't know. It's the first thing I thought of. I don't even drink beer. It's just as a show of disrespect in the way that I was disrespected by being given a Mounds instead of an Almond Joy. You took my joy. I'm taking your Rolling Rock. Okay. Mr. Goodbar, it's a Hershey's chocolate with chopped peanuts. Therefore, it's immensely better than a Hershey's chocolate. It's probably the best of the Hershey's chocolate, to be honest. So here's what a Mr. Goodbar looks like. It's a Hershey's chocolate with peanuts in it. You know, nothing groundbreaking here, but it's a good way to improve on their normal plain chocolate. Necco wafers. Oh my god. I have tried these over the years, and my opinion on them is if they were made by the same people who made Smarties, then Smarties is an upgrade, and they should retroactively make these more like Smarties. And if they're not made by the same people who made Smarties, they should sell them to the people who made Smarties so that they can make them into extra big Smarties. These are giveaway. They're not church wafers, but I see how you got there because they do look like it. They're candy flavored wafers, and they're not that good. They're just about as bland, but I guess slightly more sacrilegious, so it does get points for that. I don't know, I guess I would want Jesus to taste like candy? Well, but if he's bread, and the bread tastes like candy, then it's not good bread, is it? I think I'm losing my metaphor here. Nerds gummy clusters. Ugh. Okay, no, these are giveaway and almost who hands these out, because if you have nerds to hand out, just give me the box of normal nerds. You don't need to give me the frickin' gummy clusters, which are basically just like, yeah, they're nerds around a like gummy ball. And I didn't realize you could downgrade nerds until I ate one of these, cause then it's like, well, instead of just chewing a bunch of tasty candy rocks or candy gravel, I guess is what nerds would be classified as. Now you're giving me like kind of candy gravelly asphalt. I don't know. It's like road tar with a little bit of gravel on it. But like the candy version. Just give me the gravel. Peels the clusters and eats them separately. Boxed nerds. Now we're talking. This is exactly the one I meant. This is a share with friends, but also at the same time, I'm likely to just race through them because I'll just pop them open and upend them into my mouth like it's a shot glass, and then just start chewing on the gravel. I do that a lot. I chew things in life. That's just how I get through life. I just chew it. I crunch it. To be fair, nerds isn't that hard of a candy, so crunching it isn't really much of an achievement. It's not like lemon heads or gobstoppers. Gobstoppers, there's a sense of achievement when you crunch that. Okay, what? I think I know what these are. Yeah, I fucking hate nickel nips. They're supposed to be miniature drinks, basically. So like, you bite off the tip, and then there's like a flavored like liquid inside, and then you can chew the rest of the bottle if you're if you want to, I guess. It's like flavored syrup inside of a wax bottle, and you can just... Yeah, you can eat the bottle, but it... Why would you? Who hands these out? Like, at this point, it's not a who hands these out because it's so bad. It's a who hands these out because how are you finding these to get them and then hand them out? Like, at that point, you're going out of your way to give a subpar candy, and you're kind of being an asshole. It's almost Trick This House worthy, but it's just more baffling. Yeah, it's wax. I know, right? Now and laters. Oh boy, now and laters. These are no survivors. I love now and laters so fucking much. These are basically like, they're fruit chews basically, or like they're like square, kind of chewy. They're really juicy comparatively too. Like, oh, here, yeah, look at these. These are really good. I sometimes even go out of my way to just buy a huge thing of them and just eat through it. It's some of the juiciest candy that I've eaten in my time. And there's a weird balance. They're soft and kind of like chewy, but they're also firm in that, like, they stiffen up a lot easier. So like, for example, if you buy them during a time of year when it's colder, overnight they can turn a little bit like rocky, like rock hard. But they soften up once you start chewing them. So it's like they exist in a weird like state of like chewiness flux. They're so good. Like our, how do you say that? Sugu? Sugu? Oh shit, yeah, they look exactly like, or at least very similar to... Oh shit, I think we have the same... I think this might be like the same. Huh. They're good. I like them. Oops. What'd I do? What'd I do? Nothing? Okay. The localization. But yeah, now and laters, no survivors. Peanut butter kisses. It's a Hershey's Kiss, but peanut butter instead of chocolate. They're okay. They're below the milk chocolate kisses for me, at least. Pixie sticks. Oh, pixie sticks. Oh, some of my favorite when I was okay, so funny story. So remember how I told you guys about Fun Dip? How that's basically just a bunch of sugar and you just upend the sugar into your mouth and, you know, you just do away with the stick. Pixie Sticks is exactly that. It's the sugar that you would find similar to a Fun Dip, but in a long straw-like stick. And so you just... Oh, there we go. And so you would just basically rip open one end and upend it into your mouth and just, you know, down the sugar. It's so good. Funny story, these were actually used as currency in the old in the old you know, state pen. These were basically the almost equivalent to trading for cigarettes in where I was, and oh boy, was business booming. It's funny too, because sometimes we would have challenges where, as sort of like a test of toughness, someone would basically open one and lay it out and just like pour it out onto a table in one long line. And there would be two, right? Because it's a challenge. So it's like me versus someone else. And so one end would be torn and you would pour out the contents in a long line. And then you would, both players essentially would face each other, and the other end would be, the other end of the stick, of the straw stick, would be ripped open. So now you have essentially a functioning straw. Sort of. It's paper, so it's not really a functioning straw for drinking, but what it is good for is we would then race. We would race down the line, and I don't think I need to tell you how, but whoever could make it to the end without giving up or, you know, sneezing it out or, you know, whatever. Whoever could race down that line, with the straw, you know, would be the winner. So, yeah. That counted as, you know, a little bit of recreation and a little bit of, you know, it was just, you know, sometimes a little bit, sometimes you gotta assert dominance in different ways other than violence. You have to show you're tough in other ways. And one such way was just, you know, winning a race or two. Now, one thing I always wanted to try, but was greatly dissuaded from, mostly on the premise of that is going to kill someone. The same thing. A race. A Grand Prix, if you will. With the full-size pixie stick. Because these are tiny little straws. But these... the giant pixie sticks. Now those were something I always wanted to try, but I was told that it would be unfeasible and, quote, would kill someone. So whatever. Anyway, Pop Rocks. Pop Rocks are a pretty easy share with friends. And of course, you know, you've probably already heard the whole thing of like adding soda to it because of the carbonation and all that. It doesn't actually kill anyone, but it does make for a pretty uncomfortable experience. I wouldn't recommend it. Is that how North American children learn to do? Maybe? Okay, listen. I am speaking to you as somebody who does like raisins. If I look into my Halloween candy pail and I see that red box with that bitch on the cover, No, she's. I feel bad calling her a bitch. If I see that woman on the cover of the red box in my fucking Halloween candy pail, we're gonna have words. We're not gonna fight. But I am going to say not gonna say nice things to you. I used to eat Pop Rocks and drink soda at the same time all the time. This is a who hands these out, not because I dislike raisins, but come on now. Really? It'd be one thing if it was golden raisins. It'd be one thing if it was craisins even. But just normal, sun-made, normal purple grape raisins? You're a dick. What is this one? Oh, red vines. Red vines are, well, they're licorice. It's like twisted rebar pipes of licorice. They're okay, but they're giveaways. I don't care for them. I'm not gonna lose sleep over over missing them. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I don't care for them. I'll eat them if they're around, and I ate through all my other candy already, but I don't care about them. Reese's Cups. Easy share with friends. For those who don't know what a Reese's Cup is, it's pretty much the de facto peanut butter and chocolate candy, at least here in the United States, and probably in other parts of the world. Are they yummy? Oh, are red vines yummy? Okay. Reese's are good, though. Reese's Cups are good. Like, there's very, like, fluffy peanut butter covered in chocolate, and then it's in the iconic, like, cup shape, and there's the paper wrapper, so, you know, you peel that off, you bite through it. It's good. Honestly, though, I don't know anyone who just bites through it. They just pop the whole thing in their mouth. And the fun size one, I would say, is often almost better because, as you can see, the Reese's Cup, the typical Reese's Cup, is a little long but thin, or a little wide but thin. But the fun size Reese's Cup is, like, thicker. It's smaller, but it's thicker, so it feels more, like, rewarding to eat. That's a chonker. So Reese's Cups are very easily share with friends. I like them a lot. Reese's Pieces, on the other hand, I will give away. What is Reese's doing trying to get in on M&M's game? Don't do that. Stick to what you know. Okay? We don't need an M&M style candy with peanut butter in there. And M&M's already made one. And I don't know. It's just, if I see a Reese's and then I look underneath and it says Pieces, I'm going to be a little upset because it's not nearly as good. I know people who do like them though, so I'll give them away. Reese's Pumpkins. Now, there is functionally no difference between a Reese's Cup and a Reese's Pumpkin except for the seasonal availability and the false advertising. False advertising in action here, folks. Look at this. Reese's Pumpkins always look like they've got a jack-o'-lantern shape carved into the chocolate on the packaging. But then you open it and look. It's just a long, kind of thick slab of Reese's. which isn't bad in of itself, but it is misleading. They're not even pumpkin shaped. They're kind of almond joy / mound shaped, but they're Reese's. Look at this. They barely ever even have that like pumpkin look to them. They're usually just one long like oblong oval shape. It's kind of stupid, but it is a thicker Reese's cup, so I guess I can forgive it, but yeah. Still eat them though. Ring pops. Okay, so ring pops are lollipops, but on a ring. You know what I mean? Like it's a big, like jewel-shaped hard candy on top of a ring, and you know you wear it, and then you know it's kind of convenient because you can have it on your finger and like you know go back to eating it now and again. Unless you're actually out and about, in which case then you're using your hand, and you end up touching the candy to shit, and it's just you know, you just end up touching it to everything and getting it dirty and stuff. So it's actually just a gimmick that kind of sucks. I mean, I guess it's kind of fine if you use it for joke proposals, because then it's like, oh, you know. But people give away ring pops. They used to. I haven't seen that happen in a while. But you know, they're okay. But you know, to me, in the end, a lollipop is a lollipop, and no matter what it's mounted on, it's still hard candy, and it's still a lollipop, and you know what I do to those. I put the ring on my finger, I bring it to my mouth, and I crunch them. they're a share with friends thing, but they're so rare that I'm almost tempted to just like hide them away instead. And sharing a ring pop with a friend is kind of weird anyway, if it's just the one. So I'm more likely to just put it on my finger and proclaim myself the queen of Halloween before chomping through it. I swear to God, someone's gonna give me an actual ring one day that's shaped like a ring pop, but it's not a ring pop, and I'm not gonna know the difference until it's too late, and I've already put it in my mouth and tried to chomp through it. Root beer barrels. Oh, these stupid things. Root beer barrels. They're, I mean, what's there to say? They're hard candy shaped like a barrel, and they taste like root beer. And I don't really care for root beer as it is. So unless I know anybody who wants them, then I'll either give them away or just throw them out. They're... nah. Honestly, who hands these out? But... yeah, honestly, who hands these out? Like, again, where are you getting these from? Runts. Now, runts are an interesting candy because they're basically candy that is shaped like a fruit. But they're not. They're tart. Like they're kind of sour. They're good, but there's no individual wrapping to them, so when you hand them out, you're just handing out loose candy that will find its way to the bottom of the candy pail and kind of start sticking to things because it kind of melted. So it's just kind of weird. What does root beer taste like? That's a really good question, because I haven't drank root beer in such a long time, because I don't really like the stuff that I haven't had the taste in a while, but it's like, I guess kind of bitter for a soda, but it is still soda-y, so it's kind of like, it's got less carbonation than like Sprite or something, but I don't even know, man. It's hard to describe. I'm sorry. Can't people make individual bags for loose candy? I know, right? Instead, I imagine somebody bought like a big bag or a big box of them and just poured them out in a candy dish. And then the thing is, though, when you get them, they're not only loose candy, but you see them grab the candy with their bare hand, where you don't know where that's been, and they just drop that into your candy pail. Like, at least with the other candies, they have wrappers and they have other things. It's not direct contact with their, like, possibly suspect fingers and their sweaty palms, which kind of, like, starts to melt the exterior, like, coloring of the Runts are good, but they're not good Halloween candy. They're better off as mall candy, as shopping mall candy. You stick a couple of quarters in the machine, like I said earlier, and you like turn the crank, and a few pieces dispensed, and it's better off like that than as a Halloween candy. I'll eat them, but who hands these out? Just get Sweet Tarts or Smarties or something if you want to give me a tart candy. Like, not get. They're usually made by Wonka too, so just get like Gobstoppers. At least Gobstoppers have little wrappers. What is wrong with you? What is this? Sixlets? What's a sixlet? Not that. Sixlets. Oh god. That tells me everything I need to know. Chocolatey candies. Automatic quote-unquote chocolate. Nothing more need be said. Skittles. Skittles are share with friends. I like them, but, you know, you get, like, more than, like, 4 bags of them, and you're like, ugh, okay, I guess. I mean, they're not sour Skittles. That would be something, but... And if you give me one of those, like, weird Skittles, I'm gonna be mad. Like, just give me the plain one, the normal red bag, or the sour Skittles. Don't give me the, like, what is it? Very berry Skittles, I think. The purple one. Like, I guess you could. Yeah, this one. Wild berry Skittles. Or I think it's the tropical fruit Skittles, which is the blue one. Like, don't give me that one. Yeah, tropical Skittles. These ones suck. If you give me these, then, like, then you just suck. Like, just give me the fruit Skittles or the sour Skittles. That's all. You don't need to, like, try to be fancy when you're still giving me Skittles. Smarties. Now, Smarties are the king of chalk sugar. These are a save for last, if they're not a no survivors. They're very good, in my opinion, and I enjoy eating entire tubes of them at once, just unwrapping them, dumping them in my mouth, and just chewing them up. What do they taste like? Oh, the different Skittles? So the fruit Skittles, you know, you got your normal flavors like your green apple, lemon, stuff like that. The wild berry ones, they have like different types of berries, but honestly, they all kind of taste the same. I don't really notice a difference. And the tropical ones have like a weird muted flavor. Like not mutant, but like muted. Like kind of a numbed down flavor, because I think they're trying to like do some sort of like tropical flavor to it and like get like, you know, like pineapple and other like stuff like that. But and I think they're usually like two flavor mixes. So like, I don't know, it just ends up not being satisfying at all. It just kind of ends up tasting blander than normal Skittles. Snickers are the king of chocolate, of like commercially available chocolate that's not like Ferrero Rocher or something. These are no survivors. I tend to eat through them. I know that sometimes I have people who want some too, and I try to give them a few, but I give them advance warning. If you want some, get it now, cuz I'm not waiting. These are the king of, like, it's got everything. Unlike, it's like, I don't know, it's amazing how much just taking out one ingredient makes it an almost giveaway. Sour Patch Kids. These are a high share with friends, a low save for last. Now, for those who don't know, Sour Patch Kids are these, like, yeah, they're these, like, little chewy gummy candy with, you know, a sour sugar on top, and they're really good. They're delicious. They're even better when they're, like, colder, because like when they get warm they kind of start getting melty and like sticky, but when they're like firmer and they keep their own shape, oh, they're so good. Sour Punch Twists. Okay, these are like everything I just said about Sour Patch Kids can be multiplied with Sour Punch Twists. They're basically red vines in that, like, they're licorice, but they're also sour, sugar coated like Sour Patch Kids. And they're better when they're colder because they retain their shape, they're nice and firm. It's a nice, like, solid thing to bite through. Like, it's a good, chewy, sour. They're pretty much, to me, the undisputed king of sour candy for Halloween candy. These are, I end up saving for last because I let them sit like overnight in the fridge so they can get like nice and firm, and then the next morning the massacre begins. They're good. They're only saved for last because there's a little bit of prep time while I eat through everyone else first. And then it starts. Starbursts. These are good. These are really good. For those who don't know what a Starburst is, it's basically these chewy soft candies, usually flavored like different fruit. They're in these like individually wrapped papers. They're really good and chewy, and they can also like firm up if you let them. But they're actually, these ones are conversely to the sour punch twist, these are better when they're a little, not warm, but when they're like room temperature. They're really good. If you want like an additional layer to it, you can like chill them a little bit, but they're best when they're like kind of that malleable, kind of almost bubblegum style texture. It's really good. They're less good than now and laters, but they're pretty good. You know what I mean? Oh my god! Strawberry bonbons. This is a no survivors for sure. It's the iconic grandma candy. Or like dentist office candy. These fucking things. Look at these. You know what they are. You've had them before. And now that you've seen them again, you want them. I would legitimately stab someone non-fatally for one of these. Legitimately being a hyperbole, and this is therefore a joke and not a serious statement of intent. But the point remains. I would go to lengths for these. These are good as hell. They are nostalgic and delicious. Strawberry bonbons. No survivors. Suckers. So these are just generic lollipops. They're not like Dum-Dums where they're like kind of wide spheres. These are just like the flat circles of lollipop. You know, they're the most like, they're the least resilient in terms of like licking and stuff like that. So they're share with friends. But I eat them faster. Sugar... Oh, I'm not reading that out loud. You're a menace? How am I a menace? For eating lollipops in an efficient and dominating manner? So the Sweet's father candy is a milk caramel. Not my thing. Giveaway. Swedish fish. Who hands these out? Who is out there getting specifically licorice fish shaped candy to hand out? Why are you this person? Who hurt you and why are you perpetuating the cycle? Asshole. Sweet tarts. Depending on the day, either Smarties or Sweet Tarts is the undisputed king of chalk, of like shaped sugar chalk. Sweet Tarts are a bit more sour, but Smarties are more plentiful? It's hard to say. They're both really good, and they're tied for a similar spot. They aren't gummies? The Swedish fish? They are gummies, sort of, but it's more like a licorice gummy, you know what I mean? So, it's like, And then sweet tarts. Normally look like these. Let me get a better photo. Yeah, like these. These are sweet tarts. They're like extra sour Smarties, I would say. And then the full-size version of these. And then they have a bunch of varieties and derivatives, but usually these. Reese's Take 5. Now this one is a weird one because I don't think this one gets nearly as much like attention as Reese's flagship product. But like, look at these. They're chocolate, pretzels, peanut butter, caramel, and peanuts. All of this jam-packed into one chocolate layer. Like, it's called Take 5 because it's 5 ingredients, or 5, like, different items inside. And look at them. They're so good. The pretzel crunch, the chewy, like, peanut butter and caramel, the sweet chocolate complementing the salty pretzel. It's so good. I share these with friends instead of saving them for last or making them no survivors because more people need to be made aware of these and how good they are. Let's see, Tootsie Fruities? Oh. Oh, I remember Tootsie Fruities. Okay. So these are also, you know, kind of like licorice kind of candy. But unlike the other licorice candies on this list so far, or at least unlike a lot of them, these are really good. They're like, okay. So they're like Laffy Taffies, in that they're like stretchy, pliable, kind of taffy-like. Yeah, they're more taffy than licorice. I know Tootsie usually does like licorice stuff, but I think for the Tootsie Fruities, they actually went with a more taffy-like approach, and it really pays off. It's good. Like they're really sweet, and they do taste a lot like what they say they're supposed to taste like. I personally really liked them. There was a time when I used to frequent this video game arcade. And you know how video game arcades back in the day, and I guess even more so now, have a bunch of games where you can win tickets on them. Some of the low tier prizes where you could get like a lot for, you know, the value of your tickets was these Tootsie Fruities. And I would get them and basically make a large heaping of candy my meal for that day because it was so good. Tootsie Fruit Chews. Tootsie Fruit Chews. I've never had these ones. No, wait, I have. I'm pretty sure I have. Yeah, I think I've had these. The fruity ones are better than these, though. they, I think, went for a similar thing, but this was like an earlier version, and I don't know, these just don't taste as good, so they're still share, but like they're the inferior versions. Oh, I accidentally put Tootsie Pops up here. Tootsie Fruit Chew. Tootsie Pops are good too, but they're similarly like the Blow Pops, where the Blow Pop has a bubble gum in there. The Tootsie Pops have the Tootsie Roll, soft licorice candy underneath the thing. So like, you know, it's very confusing to me when I chomp through the candy shell, and then there's like a soft chewy thing inside that's sticking to the candy shell, so I don't really get to like eat the shards as easily. And I mean, I know there's the commercials, the old commercials, is how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop. Well, I learned the wrong lesson from the owl, and it would be 1, 2, 3, chomp. But then, like, the taste of the Tootsie Roll Center would kind of contrast with the hard shell lollipop, and it just would kind of bring down the experience of both. Why? Crashing out in the chat over how I eat lollipops. And then there's the OG Tootsie Rolls themselves. These are giveaways by themselves because I don't really care for them. Trolley Crawlers. Oh, these are the gummy worms. Sour gummy worms. You know, two different colors and you know, 2 different flavors at each end. You know, they're pretty good. They're softer than the Sour Patch Kids, so I don't actually like them as much. But they're still something I'd share with people. Alright, we're down to the last handful. Twix. Oh, Twix is one of those that I am hesitant to share, but they're good. They're so good that I do want to share them with people, but so good I don't want to. So Twix are chocolate over caramel. This is the ice cream one. Over caramel and a cookie. Cookie bar. So it's like the cookie bar, the caramel, and then it's all covered in chocolate. It is so good. It has such a satisfying like crunch to it, a satisfying like texture. It's so good. And I always remember the commercials that's somebody's about to mess up royally. And so because Twix are sold in packs of 2s, it looks kind of like a pause button when you put them together. So they would break open one of the Twix, like break it in half and start eating it. And time would stop around them. And the slogan was, "Need a moment? Chew it over with Twix." And I don't know, I was always tickled and amused at the idea of a candy that as long as you're eating it, you can stop time. But they're also just so freaking tasty. Twizzler Twists. It's the same thing as Red Vines, just made by a different person. It's still red licorice. The only thing is that the gimmick with Twizzler is that you can peel them apart. You can kind of like unravel them. Which I guess is fun for playing with your food purposes. But then again, in a lot of ways, a lot of the time, I find you can't pull them apart that easily, so they're not much different from a red vine, unless they're specifically marked as, like, the ones you can pull apart, I think. Like, I think they eventually had to, like, designate, oh, these are pull-apart Twizzlers, or whatever, but I don't know. I don't get the hype around red licorice candy. It's okay, I guess, but I'm definitely more likely to give them away. You can... That's not how you do that. You do not do it by unraveling and pulling it apart. That is not how that procedure goes. Warheads, sour warheads. These things have done so much damage to my tongue over time, and I still make them no survivors. They're basically hard candy that is covered in such sour dusting and made with malic acid, which is so sour that eating too many of them at once, they have a warning not to eat too many at once so as not to damage your tongue. Do I listen? No, I do not. As a matter of fact, I make multiple of them sit on my tongue as opposed to my usual approach because I love savoring the long-lasting sour flavor. Though these days, I am more likely to just pop them in my mouth and, well, you know the rest. Okay, if you're handing out wax lip candy, which is basically candy shaped like wax candy shaped like a pair of lips and sometimes vampire fangs, but sometimes they're just lips. Um, they have like a little little like thing that you can bite over so that it like sits on top of your mouth and gives you the appearance of having this as your mouth, and it's yeah, you can see how some people do it, and it's dumb. And again, it's wax candy. It doesn't taste good. Who made this? Why did they make this? Why did it get popular? And who is still handing these out? This is easily who hands these out with a dash of Trick This House. What the hell is a Werther's Originals? Oh, caramels. Of course it is. That's a giveaway. I'm not a fan of caramel by itself. Not much else to say there. Whatchamacallit? It's basically this. It's just, you know, crispy rice, chocolate, a little bit of caramel. It's not too particularly special. It's easily middle of the road. It's fine enough. There we go. Whoppers. These are a high tier giveaway with a little bit of share with friends. I know people who like it way more than I do. I'll eat a few of them and then give the rest away. These are basically malt balls with a chocolate coating. It's, you know, it's got a nice crispy kind of airy kind of texture to it. But I don't know, it doesn't have enough chocolate taste, chocolate flavor, or chocolate like feel for me to really care about it. So I'll eat a few for the novelty, for the crunch, but then I'll just give them away. What are malted balls? That's a good question. Let's look that up together. So, crisp, airy, malted milk scent. Okay, but what does malted mean? Cereal grain made to germinate by soaking in water and then... Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So it's the exact same as malt alcohol. The same process. Okay. Cool. It's basically like soaked and then dried grain? Kind of, yeah. It's more like cereal, yeah. It's an interesting texture, I'll say that much, but it's not really much beyond that. York peppermint patties. York peppermint patties are essentially the poor man's Andes mint chocolates. And these are what they look like. They've got the chocolate, they've got the, what do you call it? The mint interior. This is a share with friends / giveaway. I don't really want them because it just makes me miss Andy's chocolate mints. You are not him type of thing. So, more for you guys. Cowtails? Cowtails. Caramels. Caramel with a cream center. Yeah, pass. Giveaway. Not much else to say about that. I've never had them, but knowing what they are, give them away. Rice Krispie treats. I mean, I'll share them or give them away. I don't really care one way or the other. Now, what I will do is, if possible, repurpose them. Like, make them as part of like a mix or something, and make an actual like treat out of them, as opposed to just eating the Rice Krispie treat by itself. So it's good as if you're giving me an ingredient, it's good, but if you expect me to just be satisfied with that as a treat, you're mistaken. And lastly, snow caps. It's just basically chocolate dotted with something. I never actually knew what it was, but I've never really cared for the taste. So, actually, let me look that up real quick. Small pieces of chocolate covered with white. Oh my god, stop that. Covered with white non-puree? Is that how you say that? Non-puree. Oh. Decorative confections, tiny balls of sugar. Oh, okay. So it's just chocolate topped with like a bunch of like sugar balls to give the look of like being snow capped. Okay. I always wondered why they didn't quite do it for me. These are giveaways, but they've always tasted like quote unquote chocolate to me. Oh shit, we made it through all 101 of the listed chocolates. Jeez. Look at this. This is the tier list. My tastes are a little bit everywhere, but also I have a pretty definitive line of what I don't like. There we go. That's... yeah. Wow. Let's go ahead and save this. And that's my tier list of the best... I'm sorry, did one just appear? What the fuck is a Kit Kat ghost treat? That wasn't there a second ago. You saw. Kit Kat ghost toast? Cinnamon toast? Cinnamon toast Kit Kat? Get out of here. Get out of here. That's a giveaway. Alright, now let's save that one. Okay, no more surprises? No more surprises. That is my finished tier list. Alright, well, I better get ready to give out some candy to the kiddos. I wish I could say I finished my ideal Halloween project on time. I did not, and for that, I apologize. However, the project I've been working on is not Halloween specific, so it doesn't need to have come out today, though I wanted it to just for the feeling. But this stream is my way of making up for that to you, and I will be releasing my project as soon as it is ready to be shared. I considered briefly recording a joking Halloween video or audio lore-fi adventure, but the concept for that can be saved for another time, so I will probably revisit that next year, and if not, then I will tell you guys what it was. But I'm gonna keep it in my pocket for now because I don't intend to go anywhere, and I do intend to make it someday. So yeah, I do apologize that I didn't get my project done. You know, I'm still basically like settling into the new place. I'm almost done, so you know, now that I have my ISP changed, you know, my internet service has been changed, things are out of boxes, the new base of operations looks like it's just about ready to go at max power. So I'll be finishing my project as soon as possible. I did, actually. My personal project wasn't finished. But, Candace, if you will, get the link. I did record a special Halloween project with the members of After Hours Cafe. Basically, I did a spooky story reading for the Momos, the fans of one Matara Khan. So I didn't get my personal project done, but I did get to be part of a special Halloween project nonetheless. So I'm gonna count that as having something ready for you guys. There it is. Yeah, go ahead and give that. Let me go ahead and pin it. Oh, it's not letting me. What? The frig? Anyway. Huh, that's weird. But, yes, so definitely give that a listen. That is my Halloween gift to everyone, but especially the Momos. I think it was a fun, creepy story to read for. So thank you so much to After Hours Cafe for the opportunity and for letting me be part of your Halloween project this year. And I look forward to working with you more in future, perhaps. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get ready. Kiddos will be making their way to my lovely home any moment now, since it is perfect time for that to happen. So let's see. Starting next week, my schedule is going to change a little. As in, I will not be streaming Monday, Wednesday, and Friday anymore. I will instead shoot for Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. Please bear with me as I tentatively work this out. It may be I do Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, or Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm going to decide soon. I know I have to put my schedule out for next week by Sunday, but I'm deciding which order of days that's going to be. Wednesday is the Shorelock. But deciding whether it's going to be Friday and Saturday or Saturday and Sunday. It's that second or third day that's Wednesday and Saturday are sure. I've locked those down, but I'm just deciding the other day of the week that I'll be streaming on. So, yeah, I'm just changing things around to be a little bit easier on myself, on my own personal schedule and my own availability, and just being able to give you guys more quality streams while still maintaining my consistency. But thank you all so much for being with me on this journey so far. Thank you all so much for hanging out and chatting with me today and just listening to me talk about Halloween candy. I'm about to go give some actual candy to some prospective trick-or-treaters. So yeah. So I will be seeing you guys next Wednesday. I'll have the schedule up for you by Sunday. So yeah. Thank you all so much for being here. It was lovely to see you all again after that endurance stream earlier this week, huh? But I'll see you guys next week for our regularly scheduled programming as we head into the new season. And yeah. So, until next time, my wonderful Rainiacs and Langsters, my beloved pack, eat well, stay hydrated, and get lots of good rest. Be kind to yourselves, and be excellent to each other, and, as always, unshrimp yourselves, because tonight of all nights, if you don't, you may find a wolf girl standing over you in the middle of the night, hungry for shrimp. Happy Halloween! Take care, everybody. Have a radiant rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!